Locomotive providing logistics for Russian army destroyed in St. Petersburg. North Korean power revealed how Russia transported them to war against Ukraine, and how Trump once again promises to finish war in Ukraine and prioritizes talks with Putin. That is news next. A 3M62U locomotive was recently destroyed in St. Petersburg, Russia. It provided logistics for the Russian occupation army, according to the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine. According to the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, the Russian locomotive was destroyed on January 18, 2025, at the Richi tram depot in St. Petersburg. This locomotive was used by Russians to provide logistics for their army. According to preliminary data, the fire destroyed the entire control system. The DIU said the locomotive, which was transporting Russian weapons, ammunition and military equipment by rail, is not subject to restoration. North Korean soldiers were transported to Russian territory by ferry and then by train, kept in complete information isolation, according to President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky clarified that intelligence officers interrogated the North Korean soldier about their transportation to Russian territory, training and complete isolation. The claims of the prisoners confirmed these details. All facts about North Korea's participation in this war will be established, Zelensky wrote. What the North Korean soldier revealed in the video. According to the North Korean soldier, after arriving in Russia, some North Korean troops were trained to operate Russian heavy equipment. However, he stated that he did not personally receive this training. The prisoner identified himself as a reconnaissance soldier and mentioned that his mother was unaware of his whereabouts.
Around 100 of us traveled on the ship, a Russian cargo ferry. There were only people on board, no equipment. The same group of people on the ferry was also on the train. The train had 6 tables and sleeping areas, housing about 100 people in total.
The soldier explained that he joined the military right after high school at the age of 17 and was trained as a reconnaissance specialist. He also claimed he was unaware that he would be fighting against Ukraine. He admitted knowing nothing about Ukraine and said he had only learned that South Korea has fewer mountains than North Korea. US President-elect Donald Trump has once again promised to finish the war in Ukraine and instructed his team to organize a call with Russian leader, terrorist Vladimir Putin, to arrange a meeting after his inauguration. Reported by Trump during a rally in Washington ahead of his inauguration, as reported by CNN with reference to its sources. Quote from Trump: "I will end the war in Ukraine, I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III from happening."
Trump has directed his aides to arrange a call with Russian President Vladimir Putin in the days after he's sworn in, with one goal of the conversation to discuss an in-person meeting in the coming months to try to end the war in Ukraine.
About details, as a presidential candidate, Trump had already promised to end the war within 1 day of taking office.
But on the eve of his inauguration, with little to indicate the nearly 3-year war is on the verge of concluding, it's almost certain he'll break that vow.
Instead, Trump and his team hope to quickly begin work on a settlement plan that could be implemented within the first few months of his presidency, including direct conversation with Putin. Trump's national security team has been working on preparations for a call with Putin for several weeks. It is currently unclear whether a date for the call has been finalized. Once Trump takes office, US and Russian officials could begin serious work on arranging a face-to-face meeting. The new president stated that talks are already being organized, but the Kremlin has said it will wait until Trump assumes office to begin official preparations. Switzerland and Serbia have both expressed readiness to host the meeting. The publication noted that any talks between Trump and Putin would represent a sharp break from President Joe Biden's approach, as Biden has not spoken directly with Putin for nearly 3 years.
Trump sees things differently. His view, described by a person familiar with his thinking, is that direct engagement with Putin is exactly what is needed to find a solution to end the war.
It is currently unknown how far Trump plans to continue the Biden administration strategy of providing weapons and intelligence to Kyiv. Apart from his opposition to Ukraine's NATO membership, he has not specified what security guarantees he might agree to in order to satisfy Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He has also not clarified who will pay for Ukraine's reconstruction, though based on his previous comments, it is unlikely to be the United States. Russian exporters may be forced to leave up to 30% of their foreign currency earnings abroad due to the tightening of U.S. sanctions on Russia's banking sector, reported by RBC. Russian Business Consulting, a Russian news outlet citing Money.ru. Entrepreneurs note that this significantly complicates the financial situation of companies, limiting their ability to conduct further operations, including import purchases. These challenges are especially severe for companies involved in raw material exports and the supply of high-tech equipment. The main problems arise during transactions with partners in countries where the US dollar is widely used or through banks closely connected to American financial institutions. If a Russian bank is sanctioned by the US, included on the sanctions list, businesses must switch to other banks that are not currently subject to restrictions. However, even then, foreign banks often block payments due to concerns about sectoral sanctions. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe.